My name is Nora Bond, and I'm the program manager with University Chaplaincy. And today, or rather tonight, I'm going to ask you to consider a new sustaining practice, and that is sleep. And maybe sleeping doesn't feel like a practice, a sustaining practice in any way. It's just something that your body needs to do. But for me, I learned this lesson over and over again, that the more I understand my spiritual needs and my bodily needs in tandem, the better off I am, and holistically and in both realms. So including sleep as a spiritual practice for me has meant honoring that need for me. When I was a volunteer chaplain in an elderly care facility, we talked about sleep as spiritual care. When my supervisor and I would go to visit people, or we'd be up on an intensive nursing unit, if we walked into a room to visit with someone and someone was asleep, we walked right out and we let them sleep. And my supervisor said that a lot. Sleep is spiritual care. In a place where you're often having to get up and be prodded or moved by someone else's schedule, letting someone sleep was a really important part of the work of the chaplaincy in the elderly care facility. And I carry that with me still, and that's why I offer it here from the university chaplaincy to think about sleep as spiritual care for you. I think it's important right now to bring some ritual to sleep, particularly when this time first started, this time where I leave my house much less. I felt like I needed to be connecting with people all the time. I was texting them and calling them, and right up until bedtime I was talking to people. And that felt important at the time, but I started to realize that it wasn't serving me, and it wasn't serving my sleep, something that I really have come to treasure. So I have a new ritual around it where I heat up my hot water bottle, which I sleep with about year round because I'm always cold. I put it in my bed so my bed is warm when I get in, and I put just a little bit of lavender oil under my nose, which helps to signal my body that it's time to rest. That is one small way that I start to create the ritual. And the second is that I reflect on my day. And lots of traditions have different ways of thinking about that. There's St. Ignatius in the Catholic tradition, who has something called the Daily Examen, which is a few questions to reflect on your day. In Judaism, there's a prayer called the Shema, which is a way to open your day and then close your day. And it brings some ritual to it and some boundary setting, right? Now we're doing something differently. We're going to sleep. For me, that nightly practice is two questions actually. I am a person who believes in a God that works for me, and so my question is, when did I feel close to God today, and when did I feel far? And maybe for you, that question sounds different. Maybe it sounds like, when did I feel like myself today, and when did I not feel like myself? When did I feel abundance, and when did I feel scarcity? Or when did I feel a meaningful connection, and when did I feel lonely? As I've done this practice a few times over and over, I've noticed patterns like I feel like myself when I'm being honest about my feelings, and I don't feel like myself when I'm trying to meet someone else's expectations for me. And this nightly ritual has really changed how I live in the daytime, how I engage with people, how I choose to communicate. And I've noticed that I get a chance to reflect, and then I rest and restore, and then I get a chance to start again and try it the next day, try to do it differently. So I wonder what it looks like for you, and I'll invite you to think about it for maybe a couple seconds, a couple minutes after this video. Think about what your senses might like as you get ready for bed. Think about what works already about what you do before bed and how you might like to feel differently. Think about a question or two that might help you reflect on your day before you close it. And with that, I will say I'm curious what might come of it, what you might discover. Feel free to share with us here, and know that we're here to think about these things with you, these big questions and these holistic questions here at the chaplaincy. And I wonder what you'll discover. And so then, now, I will say good night.